You know, typically you get mad when somebody blows the hole you're fishing in, but in the Driftless this becomes a daily thing. When the cows come fishing with you. Alright, so if you've got local knowledge, you might recognize this spot on Spring Coulee. That is the target today. If you know the area. I fished by the old bridge, fished upstream from there for a little bit. One brookie, about 9 inches. One brown, about 8.5. I need to measure my grip on the rod. Don't have a tape measure, so I'm only guessing. But yeah, I'm heading downstream a little bit. What I'm thinking about doing is cutting across and go down and come back up. And I got a warning, my phone's too hot. Talk to you guys in a bit. I can tell you, the water's nice and cool. I don't know if you can see all of these guys in here or not, but in this little pool that I'm standing in is a bumper number of little brownies, all about 2.5 to 3 inches long. Next year should prove to be an epic season up here. Not sure where they went, but just as I walked up on this, oh, I forgot what these flowers are now. Little yellow lantern-like flower. There's a whole bunch of hummingbirds on them. I see one about the 4th bush down. But yeah, pretty cool. It's amazing how much this has changed since the floods. Right over here against the brush pile used to be where I'd come hang out and make my coffee when I fished Spring Coulee. Over here's that infeed. I don't know if you guys can make, yeah, you can see it. Right in there's that other infeed from somewhere else. But yeah, it's definitely changed the bottom. That's the other cool thing with fishing up here in the Driftless area, at least the Wisconsin side. I'm sure it's the same in Iowa and Minnesota, but every season these creeks are completely different. Alright, I'm gonna work down this way beyond that log jam and then come back up, see what I can get into. It used to be where this green island is here. Used to be a nice little pool on the other side of that, but I've not been there this year, so let's go see. Okay, so the pool over here, it's more of a very light riffle since the last flood. Still amazing. Looks like a nicer riffle down this side here, so I'm gonna go up onto this little island here and take a peek from both sides. I have never seen so many fingerlings in my life. Every one of these guys right at 3 inches long. So this is that, what I was talking about, used to be a nice pool. You can see it speeding up down that way. Whoa, got a bump. I wasn't paying attention, let my fly just drift down. It's probably hiding on the other side of that rock right there. Well, let me do a downstream drift and see what we can come up with. Well, I just had a fairly nice brown break me off right at the Y there on the going up to the right through that riffle. He's just above that little grass island dead in the middle. I don't know where he went from there, but he broke me off. Just checked the water temp at 65, so a little too warm now for the fishies to go bother them. But I am going to explore just a little bit more down here and see what I can get into. Well, if you're a bit of a rock hound, this is definitely the place to come. Some of these are pretty damn cool. He hasn't even seen me yet. Well, we know where his house is. Living in a van down by a river. Sign me up. Alright, time to blow this popsicle stand. At least for now. Water's too warm. Sat down, had me a little bit of water for myself. It's too warm for the fish, but man, it feels gorgeous when it bounces up on your legs. It's about 80, 81 degrees today, water temp. Just checked it again, we're sitting up at 67. So yeah, too warm. Too warm for fishing. Too warm for trout, that is. Let's talk about one more thing before I get off this creek. I was asked about the boots. Let me know what I thought of them when I got to them. And got some miles on them. Yep, I got 5 miles on them today. See the water squirting out? Drainage could be a little bit better. I'm trying to fill them back up again. Yeah, it's going to take a while to fill them back up, but drainage could be a little bit better on the boot. Overall, it's fairly comfortable, but as always with frog togs, they run a little large. I even went down and got the size 12. Sims, I always had to wear a 13, and that boot was too big. I mean, 13 fit me fine from Sims. So I got a 13 on the first pair of frog togs, and they were tight. This I got my proper shoe size because I read that they tend to run about right. And that might be true with a wearing waders, but not wearing just wading socks. The socks I think that I have from Orvis are a 2 mil. I think they're a 2 millimeter. And my waders are a 5 mil. So the waders might be a little nicer. Let me just stop here for a minute and see if you can see these trout swimming around. Device is too hot. Video quality may be affected. That little 5 to 6 incher, and then you see there comes a big 9. They're hanging around all these jetties. I guess you call them a jetty. Around the rocks there. Alright. Phone's overheating. Let me get out of here and then I'll talk about the... Alright, so I'm back in the van. Like I said, alright again. Heading back. Total for today is 5 fish. 4 browns, 1 brookie. The brookie was the largest at 9 inches. All the rest were right around 8 inches, so probably last year, year before, maybe last year. But yeah, good day. So with the wading boots, again, I got my normal shoe size. I got a size 12, and they are loose. But again, these are with 2 mil wading socks. With a 5 mil boot, stocking foot wader, they might fit all right. They might still be a little bit big. Traction on the boot is fairly decent. I am still going to put in studs, just because I tend to slip and slide a lot, and I'm not too graceful on my feet anymore. So every little bit of extra traction I can get helps. In fact, I think I got a bag of studs in the van. Well, we got a stud in the van, but I don't... Bad joke, bad boy. But yeah, I think I got a bag in my little kit of stuff behind the seat here, so I'll look, put them in, and give them a try tomorrow. Alright guys, that's it for today. This is postcard number 2, Drifting the Driftless. See you guys tomorrow.